Hey guys, Mega Man NG here. We're back with another Gen 6 Wi-Fi battle. Today I take on JJ, and this guy's team is going to be really interesting, let me tell you. This is going to be a lot of fun to battle. I'll put the YouTube link in the description if he has any. Make sure you check him out. And this battle, believe it or not, is actually really long. But hey, I am going to enjoy this to the max. Anyway, let's get started. I start off with Electivire. He starts off with a Crobat right away, and this guy goes for the Hypnosis, but misses. I go for a Thunder Punch, hoping to do some damage, and believe it or not, it's super effective, and boom, he goes down in one shot. Nothing like starting this off nice and quick. I apologize if I was being a bit hectic. Yeah. So anyway, he sends in a Porygon Z, and it does Tri-Attack, and that Tri-Attack does a crap load, and good thing my Focus Sash was on it, or else I would have been done for. I go now for the Brick Break, and the Brick Break does do some damage, but not a whole lot. It doesn't kill it. He goes now for one more Tri-Attack, and that's it for Electivire. Ah well. Yeah, Porygon Z is fragile, but that thing is dangerous. Very dangerous. Anyway, I decided to bring in some defense along the way with Ferrothorn, and yeah, it goes for a Thunder Wave, which I don't know if it's a good idea or not, because now it just made it very slow. But I don't think that's going to matter because my Gyro Ball is now more powerful than ever. Which, I use a Gyro Ball and it goes down. Yeah, you should have not used Thunder Wave, trust me. Anyway, now he sends in his Lucario. And it's a shiny, believe it or not, no surprise. And like every other battle I've had with against the Lucario, his Lucario evolves into a Mega Lucario. Now the big question is if this thing is a physical or not. And it is a physical, and that thing's going to do a crap load of damage. And it takes down my Ferrothorn without even giving it a chance. However, believe it or not, it suffers from, I believe, 3 things. Number 1, Iron Barbs. Number 2, Rocky Helmet, which does more damage. And number 3, Close Combat itself. Defense and Special Defense has been dropped by 1 level. And now it's time I decide to bring on the pain. So I send in my Gardevoir and I trace it, and it turned out it has adaptability. Hence why I did a lot of damage. And like him, I've decided I'm not taking chances. I'm bringing in the Mega Evolution with Mega Gardevoir. Yeah, I know, just the attack needed to take it down. He goes for a Bullet Punch, and I thought it was going to take it down in 1 hit. And it does. And I'm like, what? Oh, man. Due to the adaptability, I believe it made it even worse. So I gotta do something fast before I end up getting fried. So I send in my Arcanine, and he goes for an Extreme Speed, which doesn't cover under adaptability, which does like 60 damage. But however, I go for a Flare Blitz, and the Flare Blitz finally takes down that Lucario. And I'm like, thank you. If there's anything I dislike about Mega Lucario, is that it's fast, is that it's deadly, and it has high attack that will kick your butt, believe me. Okay. Now he sends in Greninja, and I'm thinking, no, I am not wasting any time with this, believe me. So I make a switch because he's going to do like a Scald or Surf, and I send in my my Chansey. He goes for the Surf and changing into the Water type, and I believe that Chansey withstood it just fine. Suffered about like 37 damage. He goes for a U-turn, which turns him into a Bug type, and I'm thinking whatever he's going to bring out next to counter my Chansey is going to be dangerous. However, sadly, U-turn did damage about 60 or 70 or so, and he sends in now her Jellicent. Okay, Jellicent? Oh, this is not going to be good. I always know Jellicent as a bulky jellyfish that's like majorly a problem. And why do I have the feeling that I think SpongeBob right now? I make the switch into my Greninja because I'm not going to get myself hurt by it. He goes for a Confuse Ray, and I should have at least stayed, but I think the switch was pretty much a bad idea. It really was a bad idea because now I have to contend with not only an annoying Jellicent, but whatever else he brings out. Oh no, he sends in something more annoying, a Rotom. And yeah, this Rotom, believe it or not, may have Volt Switch. If I've seen Rotoms in Pokemon battles, it's more than likely that they're going to have Volt Switch, and that's annoying. I go for the Grass Knot, turning it into a Grass type, and it does some damage, but I need to switch so that way I can be clear of confusion. I switch back to Chansey, hoping that it can withstand anything, and he goes for a Will-O-Wisp, and I think that was a pretty good prediction on my part. Even though my Chansey got the burn, it's going to be healed up nicely thanks to, I believe, Natural Cure. He goes in now for a Confuse Ray, and this time I stayed because I need to heal up, because if I don't, I'm going to end up being screwed. And believe me, I'm going to end up being screwed big time if my Chansey did die. it attacked itself and only did 5 damage. And I'm like, funny. Anyway, he goes for a Volt Switch, and I need to heal up. And the Volt Switch wasn't that effective, it does like about 40 or so damage. I know he's going to switch into Jellicent, because if I know my opponent, then that's what he's going to do. Jellicent's bulky, but not as bulky enough as Chansey. Anyway, I get another hit, attacked itself, and I suffer 5 more damage. And I'm thinking, I gotta get myself out of there before Chansey ends up getting hurt. It snapped out of its confusion, thank God. And now I'm able to get a Soft Boiled. And now the Soft Boiled has him like over 200 HP. However, he goes for the Skull, and the Skull doesn't hurt as much, like about 20 damage or so. But if it had the burn, it wouldn't matter. It really wouldn't matter, because even if it didn't have the burn, I had a probable guess that it would. So I end up getting another Soft Boiled, and I'm fully healed. I don't think that matters that much, because I'm going to end up suffering 40 or 50 damage every turn thanks to the burn. So I need to switch out so that way I can have a healed up Chansey for whatever happens. So I send in my Greninja hoping that I could do a Grass Knot, and like before, he goes for the Confuse Ray, predicting my switch on the fly. He actually made a pretty smart and pretty good prediction, which I kind of liked. And he now makes a switch, and my guess is that he's going to switch into Rotom. Yeah, he's going to switch into his Rotom Wash, which is actually annoying unto itself. I got a Rotom Fan. And even though I get the attack itself, I got to at least get a good attack, or else he's going to try like using a Thunderbolt or something. He'll do a Volt Switch, so I'm just going to switch into Chansey just to absorb the damage. However, he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, and my prediction was pretty spot on, because I can just switch back out and then just attack from there. Yeah. Even though it suffers damage from the burn, it goes for the Confuse Ray, but he predicted that I was going to do Confuse, I was going to switch, but I didn't switch out, which is nice. I instead had another plan in mind, and that is Toxic. And now I use Toxic on Rotom. Now I can be able to build up poison damage and do more damage to him in the process. Even if he switches out, it's not going to matter, because that Rotom is as good as done. However, I have to contend with my own problem with Chansey being burned. He goes for the Hydro Pump, and the Hydro Pump does a load of damage, about like 100 or so, and he gets a crit. I'm like, damn, that's a lot. Ugh. And I get attacked itself, which means I now suffer 5 damage. However, he's going to suffer more building up poison every turn. Each and every turn, and even if he tries switching out, it's not going to make a difference. So, I make the switch, Natural Cure kicking in, which makes my Chansey fully healed, and I switch into my Greninja, and Rotom goes for the Hydro Pump once more, but the damage wasn't that effective. It really wasn't. It just did like about 70 damage. And now, more poison's building up, and it won't be long before he goes down for the count. I go for a Dark Pulse, because I should have done Grass Knot, but I don't think it was going to help. Go for the Dark Pulse, and the Dark Pulse does a load of damage, and takes down Rotom Wash. Nice. Very nice. And now, believe it or not, he sends in his own Greninja. Unfortunately, my Greninja is faster than his. Plus, with Protean and Expert Belt, Grass Knot does a crap load of damage, which takes him down in one hit. Ouch. And I get a crit. I don't think the crit mattered, believe me. It would have taken it down regardless. And now he sends in his Jellicent. I go for a Dark Pulse because since Jellicent is part Ghost, it could be able to do a lot of damage. However, surprisingly, it only did half, and it goes for the Confuse Ray. And this battle's nearly over, and I don't know if a Confuse Ray really is going to matter much, but hey, at least I'm going to hopefully finish the job and take it down. I go now for the Grass Knot, switching now into the Grass type, and I believe due to its like high weight, Jellicent goes down. It's done. Done. Finito. Yeah. Jellicent is down. Anyway, that's it. Thank you very much for the battle, JJ. I really appreciate it. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel if you ever get a chance. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. It does mean a lot to me, to JJ, and to everyone that watches. There's going to be a lot more Wi-Fi battles coming up in the near future, and I hope everybody enjoys it. All right. Peace, guys.